Today is April's payday, which means that it's time to do my payday routine and budget for the next month. Welcome or welcome back. If you're new here, my name is Laura, and on this channel we are talking about all things finances. That's income reports, budgeting, dividend income and side hustles, and making money in other ways on the side of your day job. I'm just about to edit this video and I just want to address the elephant in the room. I don't know what side it is on. I do have a black eye. No, I haven't been fighting. I haven't gone home, got drunk on the quayside and been in a fight. I'm just, I had my Botox done, okay? I'm just a girl. I had my Botox done. That's all you need to know. I have noticed the biggest difference in my finances since I started implementing a payday routine. It has really helped me build my savings up, but it's also helped me with anxiety that I had around money, about everything being in one account and not knowing how much I was actually spending or how much I was going to spend in the month, and worried that I was going to run out of money before I got paid again. For me, it's easier to have my money go out into multiple areas as soon as I get paid. So I've got my short-term savings, my spending pots. I've got some long-term, mid to long-term savings, so things that we're saving up for the house. I want to do an office up. I hopefully do want a garden office at some point. And I've also got my long-term savings, which is my investments. It just makes us feel so much better that everything has a place and everything is accounted for in it. I have to put the thought process in, but it means that initially you do have to think about it and decide where you're putting everything. But then for the rest of the month, I know where my spending's going to come from, and it just makes it really easy for me to manage. Welcome back to my budget spreadsheet. So I have already put in my opening balance the day before payday, which is today, and my income, which is what I'm getting tomorrow from my pay slip. So the first thing that I like to do is to pay off any shared fixed costs that we have. So this is just my half. My mortgage is not £492, which someone thought in the comments on a previous video. I wish that it was, but it's not. So these all remain in the same. So I have explained this in previous videos, but if this is your first time watching this, I just want to explain it, because obviously these payments have not stayed the same for all of this time. But what we did, we bought this house in July, and when we bought the house, we obviously had a little bit of time before we moved into it. During that time, we added money to what was going to be our bill account, so we had a little bit of a buffer in there, which just bought us some time to save a little bit of money if we needed to, because we didn't know what the bills were going to be either. We had a rough idea, but we didn't know exact numbers. So I felt more comfortable with a buffer. We have been working our way through that buffer since August now, and we're nearly at the bottom of it. But what it has meant is that we haven't had to change the amount of money that we're putting in. We are going to increase it. Obviously, we need to for the bills. Once that happens, I'll give you more accurate numbers here. Everything is correct that's on there. There's a few things missing. So we pay 2 lots of water. Our water coming in and our wastewater are handled by different places. It's the first I've ever known somewhere that does that out of the places that I've lived, but that's how it is. We also are paying council tax and gas and electric. I just haven't added it on here because we're currently just putting the same amount in as what we were while we were using the buffer. Hopefully that makes sense. Next month I will go through the numbers and do them properly, because we are going to have to put in what we're spending. It's going to be a bit of a stretch. I think that we could maybe cut down the shopping. We have been having HelloFresh while we had an offer on it, but that's now ended. So to be honest, I think that we could probably make some cuts there on the shopping, so the extra that we're putting into the bill account doesn't seem like that much extra. But we'll just see how we'll go with that. Also, life insurance. So I've had a few medical investigations. I got the results of one investigation. It was fine. I was about to look at life insurance policies, and I've had to have a biopsy done on my back. So when I was talking to the advisor, they were very much like, they won't touch you if you're in the middle of medical investigations. So I have a history of skin cancer. So obviously this is the mole that they've took off could also be skin cancer. There's a higher risk because of my history. So until that's settled, I should get the results within the next week, then I really do need to look at life insurance, because it really stresses me out that if something happens to either one of us, our house isn't sorted, and that really makes us feel a little bit ill. So I do need to sort that out, but that is the reason why I haven't sorted it out yet. Moving on to my personal bills. So these have all stayed the same, have they? Yeah, these have all stayed the same. Oh. The only thing that is going to change is my device payment. So my last device payment is the very end of April. I know this is on May's thing, but it's from April's payday, so it will come out of that. This is the last time that £27 is going to come out, which is lovely. I've done a battery health check on my phone, everything's fine, so I am hopefully going to run this phone into the ground, so I don't have to pay for a device plan. The new iPhones just always try and pull us in, but I'm not going to do it. I want some time without paying that bill. So yeah, that's how that's going to be. So yeah, everything else on there has stayed the same. On here, so these are all my subscriptions. If you haven't sat down, by the way, and went through your subscriptions, go and have a look at it, because it adds up quicker than you think. So mine comes to £85.37, but I think that Disney Plus has gone up, and I know that free trade isn't a fiver, it's £5.99. I'm going to amend that. I'd just gone through life thinking it was a fiver, but it's not, it's £5.99. Disney Plus is what I was going to look for. I'm sure it's £12.99 now. And that's the thing as well, they all just like sneak them up without you kind of noticing, because it's just a couple of quid here and there. But when you've got that many subscriptions and all of them are sneaking up, it soon adds up. It's crazy. I sound like such a little cheapskate, but honestly, I think you have to be sometimes. Yeah, Disney Plus is now £12.99. So, and it looks like it has been for a while actually. I've just clearly been sleeping on it, so I've updated that now. One thing that I do also have to update is Slam Dunk, because we have paid that off, so there's no more payments leaving my bank for that. So that's saved us a little bit of money, where I've added £3 for my errors. Anyway, so that brings my fixed cost total, so my joint bills, my personal bills, and my subscriptions. Fixed costs as in they don't change month to month, although clearly they do, but they shouldn't. It's pretty much set in stone that that's how much is going out, is £1,282.13. So then we'll go down to my savings. So this is my investments. I do have a premium bond account. No, I haven't won on it yet, but I do just like the excitement that I could win one day. So I do still pay into that. I pay the minimum in that you have to pay a month, and I kind of just forget about it. It's kind of just like an emergency pot. If I win some money, brilliant. That's great. So I always put £50 into my free trade. This is now going into a free trade ISA. I am still in the process of moving those over. I do explain that in other videos. I'm not going to go into it in too much detail here, but I do pay £50 a month into my investments. 25 premium bonds, that's just what I was talking about there. I'm going to leave savings for now, do my spending pots. So my spending pots are, as I explained earlier, the kind of short-term savings pots, money that I know is going to be spent over the next sort of day to a year. So I've got a Christmas pot in there. I will go into it in more detail in a second, but I like to put £500 a month in there. And then I also put £100 a month in my Monzo. So my Monzo is just tapping my card if I'm getting a coffee somewhere, if I'm at the shop and I need to just grab something really quick, it'll come out of Monzo. I don't think I've spent it all this month. I'm going to check. I hadn't spent it all last month, and I had all the intentions of moving it somewhere else or into my savings, but I didn't actually do that. Yeah, there's a few things come out of here. It's all like parking, Costa Coffee. I did buy some stuff from Primark on there. But yeah, it's basically just me tapping my card if I fancy something and I can afford to buy it. Out of that £100 budget, it's just a no guilt spending that I have to make last for the month, which is, it works fine. I have got a little bit left. I've got £8.70 left. But I'm probably just going to leave that in there, to be honest, and add the £100 to it. So after putting money into my spending pots and my daily spending Monzo Tappy card pot, I have £306 left, which means, so I like to keep a buffer in my account, as you can see in this bottom row. It varies, usually around 120 quid, which means that for this I can put a little bit extra in my savings by the looks of it. So if I put 150 in, it would leave 156. Yeah, I'm going to put a little bit extra in. 170 leaves 136 in my account. I just like it there as a buffer because you never know what might come up, what you might need to spend money on. I mean, like I've said, most things are accounted for, but you can't account for everything. So I just like a little bit of a buffer there just in case. I'm going to do 175 into my savings. So now I will take you over to my spending pots and we'll allocate that based off of what's coming up and what I've got on at the minute. One thing that has helped me massively is having spending pots. So this is for my short-term savings. So things that I know are going to come up within the next 12 months that are going to cost me some money, that if they came out of my usual current account, they would have a negative impact on me for that month. So this is things like dental, petrol, stuff for the dog. I've got a Christmas fund in there, a treat yourself pot. I also have an essentials one, which actually I've just spent some money on some supplements. I know where it's coming from. I don't feel guilty for buying that because I've accounted for it ahead of time. So we're going to go into my spending pots now. I do use Plum for this. I get interest on that. I just put it in a spreadsheet because it's easier to visually see where I need to put my money and what's been going in and out rather than clicking in and out of the pots. But that's just for me sharing it with you guys. It's just easier to show it on YouTube, but I do really rate Plum. I know Monzo do it as well. I'm not solely trying to push Plum on you. I'm not getting any money. I think there is a referral link, but it's not always active. But you can do this in many different ways. I prefer to get interest on it. Some people prefer to do it with cash and envelopes. So it just depends on what your preference is. This dog is just so used to me recording stuff now. I need to just show you him. 2 seconds. He just snoozes while I do this. What a majestic hound. Yeah, I'm talking about you. So gorgeous. Anyway, so we have £500 to allocate between all of these pots. I'm going to get my calculator out just so I can do quick maths while we're going. So £500. So looking at these, there are a lot of them that are looking quite low. So self-care is low. I have, as I've mentioned, and as you can probably see, had my Botox done. I've bruised a little bit. So that came out of my self-care money. I also had my hair done and my eyelashes lifted. So I had nothing done for the first 3 months of the year while I was locked in on 75 hard. And now, yeah, summer's coming. So I've spent some money on myself. I think that's the thing with budgeting. You don't have to, it doesn't mean that you don't spend money on anything. It just means that you plan for the things that you want and have the understanding that you can't just go mad with your money because you see other people doing it. Most people will be doing it on credit. And I just don't want to live that life. I can't. It scares me too much. So, £500. So yeah, self-care is looking low. Adventure money's looking low, as is Christmas. Christmas is far away, but equally, it is looking a little bit low because it is getting close really, really quickly. I haven't taken a load of money out of anywhere else. Adventure money, some came out, so I went away to Wales. It was lovely, but some of the spending money and petrol money came out of that. It was like a 5-hour drive, so it cost a bit in petrol. Out with friends and date night, I haven't actually been spending that much money out of, or fun money, which is unlike me. But like I say, I've had quite a quiet start to the year, which is nice. Essentials, I did take some out for some supplements that I bought recently. And birthdays and gifts, I took some money out for Mother's Day and I am going to take some more out for a birthday gift. I'm going to send some money over for my niece's birthday so that it's looking okay. There's nothing where I'm thinking I really need money in this area. Obviously, I'm going to need petrol. That's a given. but I don't know if I'm going to need a vast amount of petrol. I don't think I have any plans to go anywhere. I'm going to Manchester on Friday. We're going to a gig, but I'm driving, so I won't be spending much when I'm there. We might get some food on the way. But apart from that, I don't have any. Am I just living a life of nothing at the minute? So I do have Slam Dunk, which you've seen is paying off in my budget on the 25th of May, but I get paid again before that. And that will probably come out of the date night pot because I'm going with my boyfriend. So I could do to add some in there. I'll probably add some in there. I do have a hygienist appointment at the dentist. That'll be £80 and I've got 120 in there currently. So it's not like a massive rush to put any in there. So I'm going to start with petrol. Let's just start getting some money down. Otherwise, we're just going to talk about the pots forever. What's the date? The 24th. I'm going to put 150 in there. Maybe build a buffer up. Who knows? Oh, look at that. It's nearly 99.66% of my £200 goal. But I like round numbers too much for the sake of inputting these, so I'm not going to round it up. The runner in me wants to round that up, but I'm not going to do it. Pig's pot. So a bit of a background on Pig, Ziggy, Pig. I was saving up to have his dental done. I got some tests done before he got put to sleep for a dental. And something showed up on his liver. There were some tests done, so he's had a liver biopsy, some scans. He's on some medication. He's got some build-up sludge in his gallbladder. So hopefully the tablets will clear this. That's all gone through the pet insurance, but the dental you have to pay because it's not like a intervention that they need. But anyway, he couldn't be put to sleep because they didn't know what was going on with his liver. So hopefully he has his new blood tests done, then he has to have another ultrasound in 3 months after the blood test that he'll have done at the end of this month. And then we might need to hopefully pay for the dental because that'll mean that his liver and everything's okay. The dental is very expensive. So I think I might put 150 in his pot as well. He is going to need some food soon as well, which costs obviously money. And I don't want to skip on his dental because it's important to look after the teeth because it can lead to other health problems and he's a nightmare to let us brush them. So be a responsible dog owner and start building this up again, I think. So put 150 in there. Which gives us £200 to spend over everything else. So dental we've covered, that's fine. I don't need anything in the dental pot. Fun money is £50, so fun money is just for spontaneous things that might pop up, like buying tickets for something miles down the line. I like to just have a little bit of money there because there's nothing worse than something being announced that you really want to go to, but you haven't got the money sat there for it. So that's what that is for. Out with friends, I don't have anything planned in. One of my friends is going to be having a baby next month, so we don't have any like nights out planned with my home friends. I might end up going out for tea or something with my friends here. So I'm gonna just put £25 in here just to give it a bit of a boost. 25 to 25, so that leaves me with £175 to spread over the pot. Part of me just wants to just put 25 quids in loads of different places. My brain's ticking like, should I just do that? Is that what I should do? I did take money out of essentials, so I'm going to top this back up slightly. I am going to need some new shampoo. I buy big bottles of shampoo because it saves you on the money, but it means that they're more expensive when they come out, but it saves you over the long term. I'm going to put 50 back in there, so that's kind of similar to where it was, which will leave us with 125. Birthdays and gifts, I'm going to be taking everything out of that. So I'm going to add some in just to make sure that it's not empty once that's happened. So that will be 25. So I've got 100 left. So I'm looking at Christmas date night, maybe fun money, also self-care, but that's 4. So technically I could put that across all of those. I have got my service coming up and the collecting the car, and I think I need a little bit extra in there for that actually, so I'm going to put some in there. So I've got 100 left, so I'm going to put I'm going to put 50 in my car pot because once that service does come out, that will completely wipe it out, which will leave me with £50 left to put wherever I want to put it. I'm going to split it between the two that are looking... I need some money in my self-care pot because I would like to build that up, otherwise I'll be waiting months before I can like look after myself or get something done that I want to get done, like my hair or whatever. I'm going to put 25 in there, which leaves us with 25 left. Money and adventure money because we're not planning on going away anytime soon. We don't have anything booked in. It would be nice to book something in, but I'm not there yet. I think I might put it in the date night one. Yeah, I think that's where that's going to go, and then I can just start building stuff up. And then next month, I'm really going to have to start putting stuff into the Christmas pot because that is looming and it's freaking us out slightly. Oh, darling. Yeah, I think I'm happy with that. Yeah, it's looking better. Christmas is looking terrible. Christmas is looking absolutely terrible, but I need to just start maybe just throwing 100 at it every month and everything else can wait. But if I am building up the other things and I'm not spending them as quick as I'm building them up, then technically more money could go into the Christmas pot. It swings and roundabouts, but I do feel better that there's something in all of these. Petrol is looking really healthy, which I'm happy about. I think I always end up with like about 50 left in, but if I can build that up over time as well, it means I have to add less to petrol every month. Hopefully this is making sense. This is where my head's going. I'm just trying to explain to you what's going on in my head with it. It just makes it so much easier to visualize it like this and be like, right, well, that's looking that healthy, that's looking unhealthy. Yeah, I really like it. So I am going to pass you back over to other me to finish the video. Well, that is it for this month. Like I say, I do feel like having a payday routine has just completely changed the game for me. It's took so much guesswork out, so much mental maths, and just so much of my stress has gone. And it's also made space for me to see where my money is going and what money I could have spare to put into savings, and it has really accelerated that for me. So I hope this has helped you. It does help me sharing it. It helps me to keep on doing it as well if I feel like I'm accountable by sharing it online. That might be a weird concept to some, but that's what's worked for me in various aspects of my life. I do have an Instagram where I post like what I've been eating and what exercise I've been doing, like if that's where I am in life at that point. I'll put my Instagram and my TikTok up on the screen, but yeah, keeping accountable, posting things like this helps me stay accountable. I'm sure a lot of people feel like that as well. I have heard other people that do similar videos say that. I hope it does give you an idea of how to manage your finances as well. If it is something that you are struggling with, I would really recommend just sitting down and looking at what your monthly outgoings are and kind of splitting them in that way. If you are interested, I will make a video of like my different accounts and where my money goes, because I do have different allocated accounts that I don't have as much time to touch on in these videos. But if that would be helpful, please let me know and I will throw one of those up for you. If there's anything else related to finance, please let me know. I know a few people have asked for Etsy tutorials. I don't think I'm the person for that. I am going to do a bit of a deep dive into my Etsy analytics and go into that side of it and kind of show you it from that side. But there's a lot of YouTubers on here that primarily focuses on helping you start your Etsy shop. I just think you'd get better advice from them than from me. So yeah, thank you for watching. I will see you next time. Bye.